oppression. The scripture says, trust not in oppression. Whether you realize it or not, we are in captivity.
We're in slavery right now, and we get killed by the police.
We was brought over here in slave ships. We are an oppressed people.
Because when the police come around here and shoot somebody, don't nobody do nothing. Ain't nobody got nothing to say.
We assimilated to the so-called white man. That's why we run around here with shaved faces. That's why we run around here with no fringes on. That's why we run around here breaking the Sabbath. Because what? We trust in oppression.
You Israelites, for God, you are the chosen people of God. You are the most special people on this planet. But the reason you get shot down is because you deny your heritage and you deny his laws.
32.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
So when did that happen? It happened in slavery. The transatlantic slave trade. Your sons and your daughters was given it to another people. Did this happen to the Chinese man? No. Did this happen to the Arab man? No, it did not. Did this happen to your friendly neighborhood white man? No, it didn't. Our sons and our daughters was given it to another people. All you got to do is, they put it in front of your face like 12 years a slave. Roots. What else? Django. Uncle Tom. Goodbye, Uncle Tom. So our daughters and our sons was given it to another people. Give me verse 41.
This is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity.
So what's another word for captivity? What's that? In prison, or what's captivity? Slavery. You're familiar with slavery? They still teach slavery in school? All right, read it again.
Verse 41.
Have you seen 12 Years a Slave? Birth of a Nation? You need to watch them in the movies. I know a lot of people they want to run away from that. But guess what? Instead of going and seeing Black Panther, go see Birth of a Nation.
That's right.
Go see about a real hero like Nat Turner, who rose up for his people. All right? But this is what happened to our sons and daughters in the transatlantic slave trade. Read that again.
Verse 41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them.
Why?
For they shall go into captivity.
So that's what happened. All right? Our sons and our daughters went to what? The Williams plantation. All right? You never saw your son or your daughter again. You should not enjoy them. That's a prophecy that happened over what? 400 years ago. And Moses prophesied about it 3,000 years ago. You understand what I'm saying? So this is how we identify who we are, because these curses don't fall on nobody else. Give me verse 46.
Bring it up. Verse 46. And they shall be upon thee.
They are the curses. All right? These curses shall be what?
And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
So how do I know that's Boost Mobile right there? All right, how do I know this is Pershing right here? How do I know that's a fire truck? By the word on it. These curses is going to be what?
For a sign and for a wonder.
So it's going to be a sign on you to what? Show you who you are. That's what the Most High did. These curses are on us for a sign, and when you read it and you hear about it, you're supposed to reconsider yourself. You're supposed to bethink yourself. You know what I'm saying? You should these curses show you who you are as a people. Read.
And upon thy seed forever.
How long is forever? How long? Forever. Until he decides to lift the curses up off you. Until you decide to keep the commandments.
That's right.
That's how long. All right? Read.
Verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things.
So we didn't want to serve God for the abundance of all things. Remember, we read that he would put us on high above all nations, and these blessings was going to overcome us. But we didn't want to do it. All right? But he said because of that, what's going to happen?
Therefore, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
What do you call them?
Thine enemies.
So guess what? We have enemies, but we don't realize that we got enemies. We think these other nations are our friends. All these nations had us in captivity. Right. This is the last captivity before the Black Messiah comes back for his people. All right? Read.
which the Lord shall send against thee.
Who sent them against us?
The Lord shall send against thee.
So the Lord sent the white man against you to put you in slavery. All right? You Hispanic man, you black man, you Indian man. All right? Read.
And hunger.
In hunger. When you want food, where you got to go? Who owns Shop and Save? The white man owns Shop and Save, right? Who owns the farms? The white man. Who owns these food chains and all that? The white man, right? It's simple, right? Read.
And in thirst.
So you got to pay your MSD bill, your water bill. You want some Aquafina. You want a Pepsi. Who owns all these companies? The white man, right? Do black people own these companies? Do Latinos own these companies? Do Native Americans own these companies? Read.
And in nakedness.
So you want something to put on your body. Do we own any textile companies? Do we own, are we shipping in all these fabrics and stuff to make clothes? We're not, right? Who's doing that? The white man, right? Read.
And in want of all things.
So if you want a death certificate, a birth certificate, a marriage license, a driver's license, where do you gotta go? To the white man. We can't go to our own people for nothing. We can't even make toilet paper. You understand? We gotta go to these people. We gotta serve them. We gotta serve who? Our enemies, right? In want of all things, right? Read.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
So who had yokes of iron upon their neck? Black people, right? Hispanic people and Native American people. No one else, right? These are the curses that's on our people. Read.
Until he have destroyed thee.
And we've been destroyed as a people. We don't know who we are as a people. You know what I'm saying? We don't know that we come from the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Gad. All right? We go by these bywords and Proverbs. Give me that in verse 37.
Verse 37. It's 28. Yes, 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment.
So our people are an astonishment, walking around with their pants below their butt. You think that's not an astonishment to the nations? That looks crazy. Why would we want to wear blonde hair in our head? And that same people that oppressed us had blonde hair. Why would we want to do that? It's idiotic. It's an astonishment. You understand what I'm saying? Who else calls their women bitches and hoes in rap songs? Do the Chinese people do that? Do the white man do that? Do the Arab man do that? That's our people. We're an astonishment. Read.
A proverb and a byword.
What's a byword? African American. That's a byword. All right? It's a word you call outside your original nationality of who you are. African American is not a nation. That was invented, what, in the 1980s by Jesse Jackson? The word African comes from Leo Scipio's Africanus, who was an Italian navigator. And Americo Vespucci was another Italian navigator who named America. So how can you come from two Italians? You're not African American. But that's the curses that's on the nation of Israel. Read.
Among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee. Read on. Thou shalt carry much seed into the field. Verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee.
So just like when you train a dog, right? You put that leash on him for about 2 months, you take that leash off, he's not going to go nowhere. When the Emancipation Proclamation got put in place, the yokes of iron came off. What we do? We went right back to sharecropping. We went right back to slavery. The white man had us. He destroyed us right there. You understand what I'm saying? All right, so let's get verse 68.
Deuteronomy 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Now, what does the word Egypt mean? The word Mizraim means restriction or bondage. But we're going to find out what the Bible tells us what Egypt is. Because the answer to the Bible, all the answers to what we have in the world are in the Bible. The Bible explains itself. All right? So we're going to find out what God calls Egypt. Read.
Hold on, I'm missing that page.
All right? So he said he's going to bring us back into Egypt. At this point, Moses had already led us out of Egypt. You know the story, right? We went through the Red Sea. All right, now he's telling us if we don't keep the commandments, he's going to take us back into Egypt. Let's find out what Egypt really means.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
Out of the land of Egypt.
Out of the house of bondage.
So what is Egypt synonymous for? Read it again.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So what did he call Egypt? The house of bondage. What's another word for bondage? What's another word? Slavery. Even Esau know that. Bondage is slavery. That's what Egypt was. Now let's go back to the verse now that we have some understanding on what Egypt is. All right? Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So what's Egypt? Or slavery, right? How are we going to get to Egypt?
The Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So how did we get here? Ships. Do this prophecy identify with any other nationality on earth? They don't do it. It's just that simple. All right? Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
All those other curses that we read, he said, just by the way whereof I'm speaking to you, that's just how it's going to happen. Read.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
So we won't see our homeland again. All right? Our homeland is Jerusalem. All right? Our people think that Africa is the motherland. No, Jerusalem is the motherland.
That's right.
Read.
You shall be sold unto your enemies.
So let me ask y'all, what happened when we got off those ships?
Ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
So what happened when you got off those ships?
For bondmen.
For bondmen you were sold, read.
And bondwomen.
So the women and the men went into slavery together. This happened to who? Our people. That's what our people need to know. That's why we in these conditions. That's why we are cursed people. Read.
And no man shall buy you.
So guess what? Obama not going to save you. I know a lot of y'all voted for Obama, but guess what? We still in this condition. Obama gave us cell phones. All right? Martin Luther King didn't work. Didn't work. Who else? Marcus Garvey. Malcolm X. No man got us out of this condition. Only person that's going to get us out of this condition is the black Messiah, Jesus the Christ. All right? And it ain't going to be Black Panther either. All right? So do you understand? You got any more questions? So you understand that you're an Israelite? What's your father? Give me numbers. What nationality is your father? Well, would he be Puerto Rican, so-called, or would he be so-called Native American, or so-called African American? You don't know? Okay, give me Romans chapter 8. Because there's no such thing as being mixed, all right? You are whoever your father is. That's why I asked you the question. That's how we know who we are, by the lineage of our fathers, all right? Read that.
Romans chapter 8 and verse 16. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of God.
So if your spirit bears witness with this Bible, what we just read, guess what? You are a son of the Most High God. Yeah.
Shalom. This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us, subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcast, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.